How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you how I set up a Final Fantasy XIV private server or server emulator. And first off, I can't say that this guide is going to last forever, and this is not a guide because it's going to be pure luck if it works for anybody. But yeah, I don't know how long this is actually going to work. If they update the server and the method, this video may become obsolete real quick. Yeah, so let's just get into it. I've been trying to make this video for like the past 3 or 4 hours. This is going to be a long video. Hopefully it's not too long, but it's probably going to be long. So let's just get into it. First thing, let's start with the game, Final Fantasy XIV. I don't recommend using a modern method of installing the game. Don't use a new client. You want to use an old client. I used the Complete Experience DVD, which has A Realm Reborn on it and Heaven's Ward. If you want to use an old A Realm Reborn disc and an old Heaven's Ward disc, I recommend doing that. If you use a modern method or a newer client, you're probably going to have to manually patch this, and then after that you're going to have to jump through a bunch of hoops to figure that out. You'll have to find the patches online. You'll have to use a third-party launcher tool, and then you'll have to find a script that will then hijack the launcher and manually update it for you. So the older the client, the better. I recommend finding a disk. Find an old disk and use the old disk. Again, I'm using the Complete Experience disk. This is the only one I've tried, so I can't say that other methods work or don't. This is just how I did it. You're welcome to try any disk you want and hope it works. But install the game and don't open it just yet. After you install the game, or while you're installing it, you can go to the internet. And let's go back. Go to Google and then search FFXIV Sapphire Emulator. And go to Sapphire Welcome. It's the XIV dev. You'll see other stuff up here that's there too. This is where they have the server itself. You can download other servers if you want. I don't recommend doing it from here. It even says it in the guide to not do it from here. But they have a 3.0, 3.0, 3.3, and a 5.5, even a retail. Don't expect any of this stuff to work proper. I tried to attack an enemy and the game immediately crashed, so I don't think a lot works. Anyways, like I said, just forget that. Come down here to Sapphire Welcome, the XIV dev. And now I'm going to go to the resources and patch list. You don't have to go there. Well, in a way you kind of do. I'm going to click over here in the game patches. These are old patches from way back. If you update with a new client, it doesn't even use these patches anymore. It has its own different patches. Everything's been kind of like consolidated or something. I don't know. And then right here, your EX1 is your Heaven's Ward expansion 1. You will need those too if you want to install Heaven's Ward as well. But like I said, use the Complete Experience game disc or an old A Realm Reborn and an old Heaven's Ward disk and install them. And you're going to want to take notice of that patch number right there, 2016-07-05-0001. Just remember that. Next, what you want to do is open Final Fantasy XIV, let it update the launcher. And then when it gets to the home page right here, you will need an account. You will not need a subscription though. So use a trial account, log in or whatever, and then log in. I'm not going to do it. Log in, and you will you will see the game updating right here. And it'll take a little bit of time. It won't take too long. I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know, 15 minutes. I guess depending on the servers, but you'll start seeing the patches right here. When you see it get to 2016-07-05-0001, wait until that changes into like 2016, anything but that, right? Wait till it installs this patch 2016-0705, and as soon as it installs that and it starts downloading the next one, press cancel and stop the update. And then after that, you're done. You can close the launcher and exit out. And to check to make sure you're on the right patch, just go to your Final Fantasy installation, which I'm going to right click on the desktop icon and go to open file. And I'm in the boot folder, but I don't want to be there, so I'm going to go back one to this Realm Reborn. And then I'm going to go to the game folder. You'll see FFXIV game version right there, .version, double click that. If it asks you to open it up in something, just select Notepad. This is your patch date. That's where the server checks it. But yeah, you should be on 2016-07-05-0001. Same as here. So if you're there, you can just close that and you're good and you're done with the game. Next, you then want to go to Overview. Nope, not Overview. You want to go to Installation. Sorry. This is just going to be for Windows. I don't know if they have Linux or Mac. I have Windows, so it don't matter. And you're going to want to download HeidiSQL, get Maria Database in Visual Studio 2022. Underneath it, it tells you how to install them. HeidiSQL is basic, just to use the default installation. Get should probably be the same, just use the default installation. I've already installed these, so I'm not going to do it again. Maria Database, I'm going to click that. And it says use 10.3 to 10.7. So you can just click that link and it'll take you over here. They don't have a 10.3 and they don't have a 10.7, so you can try 10.6, 10.5, 10.4. Now if you want to use the exact version that I did, I used 10.3. But if you want to do exactly that, and I didn't use it for any specific reason, I was being dumb when I installed it, but that's what I ended up on. But if you do want that, you can take this website address and delete it back to mariadatabase.org / and then type in all. It's not the proper link, but it'll go ahead and pick it up. And if not, then just go to mariadatabase.org / mariadatabase / all - releases. And then you can come down here to 10.3, and I did 10.339. That's the one I downloaded and installed. When you install Maria Database, make sure that you remember your if you change your username from root, remember that, and then your password that you put in for it as well. You will need that username and login to get into your database later. And then we have Visual Studio. I'll show you what I did here. I have Visual Studio 2019 and 2022. You will be using again 2022. Let me click modify so it will show up the same as what yours is going to be. And under workloads, you are going to want to click desktop development with C++ and .desktop development. Yeah, right there. So click that and click that. Over here I have NuGet targets and tasks checked. You can do that too if you want. I don't remember if I checked that myself or if it was already there. Where are we at? Okay, so like it says, do the .desktop development and the C++ that I just said. Also, you're going to want to get this MSVC 143. And you can find that just by going to individual components and then type in MSVC and scroll down to the 143 VS 2022 C 6486 build tools and check that. Again, I don't think that changed, but it still shows the NuGet packages over here, or whatever, NuGet targets. So again, just make sure that's clicked as well. Underneath that it says you will also need to select NuGet for installation. I don't know what that means, but under individual, I typed in NuGet again, and I made sure to check both of those, the NuGet package manager and the NuGet targets and builds, which I guess is the same thing as that. And one other thing, it discusses CMake right here. You can do this however you want, because I really don't know what to do. I went to the internet and I Google searched CMake and downloaded that. Let's see here. So I want to go CMake. And then I went to CMake, just Google search CMake, and then I went to CMake webpage and downloaded it from there. I don't know if you need to do that or not. I did it anyways, but I don't know if it's necessary. So you can do that if you want. If not, then you'll just have to experiment. Like I said, I did do that. Just install the default. But we're talking about Visual Studio here, and it says CMake. So I'm going to go back to Visual Studio, and then under individual components, type in CMake. And if you'll see here, it says C++ CMake tools for Windows. I don't remember if I selected that or if it was already selected, but it's selected on mine, so if you want to select it, you can. But after you're done, click install or whatever down here and let it do its thing, and then we'll continue from there. But after that, you should be done. Next, what you want to do is then go to your overview, and this is where we are going to then download the server itself. You're going to take this thing right there, and you don't need the $signs the way we're going to do it. So right click on your desktop, open Git Bash, and then copy that whole thing. But again, if you copy the whole thing, you're going to need to leave out the last two $signs. You don't need them. Git Bash has its own $sign. What I did was I copied the whole thing into a notepad right here, and then I deleted all the $signs behind it, and then I copied it that way. If you'd rather do one line at a time, you can. That works too. But again, just leave out the $signs. If it doesn't work for some reason, put in the $sign. I mean, just experiment. But since I copied all three, I'm going to press enter now. But make sure you copy it exact, because if not, it will give you an error. It may go ahead and download, but it'll error out at the end, or when you try to build the server after this, it won't work. That might take, I don't know, 20 seconds or so. So I'm gonna let that do that, and then I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, and then right here, you're gonna have your Sapphire launcher. Says Sapphire launcher, so. Next, you'll just copy that. I forgot the G, so let's copy that. Okay, that is done. Now, I'm going to close this just because I don't trust it. I suppose I could paste this right there too, but I'm afraid it'll put it inside of the Sapphire folder, and I don't want it there. So I'm going to close that box and right-click the desktop again, and open Git Bash again. And next, paste in your... That's not what I want to do. Next, paste in your crap. I copied that thing. Make sure you copy the launcher. I pressed the wrong button. And then go back up in there, put it in there, and paste it, and then press enter. And now you have the launcher. And after that's done, just close that. And let me see here. I'm going to move these so they're easier to see. Now, there's a side note. You may have to build this server 2 times, depending. I'm going to just say this right now, because when you build this as of today's date, whatever that is, January 28th, 2024, if you build it this way, the server will let you log in. It'll let you make an account and log in. But when you log back out and then you try to log back in, it won't let you back in. So you'll have to go to your Sapphire folder and do some edits. Now, I don't recommend doing them now, because if the project changes down the road, they may fix that problem, and then you may not need to do this anyways. And then if you go ahead and try to add the patch to it, you'll just create more problems. So I recommend just building the server from this point, and then we'll deal with the launcher at the end. But anyways, Now that you have your Sapphire folder and your launcher, open Visual Studio 2022. And then from there you want to go to open a local folder. And then from there you're going to want to, you're already on desktop probably, but maybe not. But find your Sapphire folder, and mine's on the desktop, so click the desktop icon and go to your Sapphire folder. You can double click it or click it once, whatever. And then just make sure you highlight it and then hit select folder. You should see some CMake stuff happening over here. It shows CMake again. I don't know if you need to install that as a standalone tool or if you just add it in Visual Studio, but experiment. If you have any errors over here, you may just have to look at the error and see what's going on and hope and pray you can figure it out. That's what I had to do a lot of the times. I still don't know what I'm doing, but this is finished right here. So next what we want to do is then go to build up here and then click build all. This is going to take like at least 5 minutes probably. So after that's done, click build and then click build all. Whoa. What happened? It just closed. Okay, open Visual Studio again. That was weird. Open the folder. I'm in Sapphire already. That was crazy. I don't know what I did. Maybe I pressed a button. If that shows up, you can just close it. Okay, so this still got background tasks. I don't know if you have to wait, but probably don't. I just don't like seeing that move. Okay, anyways, like I said, go back to build and then just hit build all. It'll probably take about 5 minutes, so I'm just going to shut up from here. Okay, we are back. If I said that took 5 minutes, I was way off. That took way longer. And like I said, you guys may have to build this server one other time if the login page doesn't work. But yeah, anyways, moving forward. You can go ahead and close that now. Next, you want to open back up your Sapphire folder. And then you want to go to your out folder, out, and then to build, and then to debug 64 or whatever you built it in, and then go to bin. You can go to config if you want. You can do this manually and copy this global INI, copy and paste it, and then open the you know what, forget it. Let's go back. Go to your API folder. Just leave the config folder if you were even in there. Just go to your API folder and double click it. It's gonna give you some error. Just press abort. Close that. And go to lobby exe. The same thing will happen. Just let it close and do world 2. And after you did that, then go to your config folder again. Now you have extra stuff in there that you didn't have to type out. So from there, you just want to go to global.ini and double click that. And if it asks you to open it with anything, just open it in Notepad. Right here, you're going to want to change your username to whatever you put in your Maria database, which the default was probably root. So put in your username, and underneath that, space where it says password. Space it over and then put your password. I left it as root for my password as well, just to keep it simple. Next, you need your data path for your Final Fantasy installation. So you're going to want to go to the SQ pack all the way to that. So go find your Final Fantasy install. You can right click the icon on the desktop, open file location. You're in the boot folder, which is too far, so go back to A Realm Reborn. Go back to game folder and then double click SQ pack. And then click in the top up here and it should give you the link to that, and then just right click it and copy it. Now you can close that and then go back to your global INI folder and change the path data to where the game is installed, and either press Control S to save it or go to File and hit Save. Now you can close that. Hey guys, I think I may have messed up. I tried both ways and it seems to work regardless, so at this point you can do whatever you want to do. But let's follow what the wiki says. But right here in your global.ini, I said to put the data path to your game, and if you'll notice I have 1/ in between each one of these. But right here, if you go to configuring on the wiki page and editing the configuration files, it says to adjust the data path of the server's settings.xml. Now I don't know if the settings.xml is a specific file, but I'm not finding it in the folder anywhere, so I'm assuming the data path, what they're talking about, is just right there, the data path. But as you can see, I only have 1/1/1/. Right here it says double backslashes are required, and then it gives an example right there of the double backslashes. I don't know if you need to do that. It says failing this step will cause the server to crash, alerting you of a data path error. I didn't get that error when I did it, incorrectly, which is how I have it now. But just open up the global INI and put an extra slash everywhere. And if that doesn't work, then take the extra slashes out and just leave 1/. You guys will just have to experiment. Like I said, I tried it both ways and it seems to work both ways, so I don't know what the difference is. But yep, continuing on with the video now. And from here, you want to go back one folder, so go back to your bin folder. You're going to notice where it says dmb.exe. Just stay here. I'm going to open my IDSQL. You don't have to do this. I need to do it so I can remove the old database. So I'm going to log in real quick and delete Sapphire. Okay. So like I said, you don't need to open IDSQL at all. But you're going to be in your bin folder and you're going to see the dbm.exe. What you want to do is then go up here to your address bar in that folder and type cmd and press enter. And it's going to bring up a command window. Not 100% sure if you have to do it in this folder, but I think you do. So just do it in your bin folder and go up to the link and type cmd at the end, and it will open you a command window. From here, I am going to go back to the wiki, and this is why I took notes. I wrote all this stuff down in a notepad, so I got everything right there. I don't have to keep switching back. But I'm going to go back to the wiki so that I can show you what you guys need to do a little easier. So now I go to configuring. I hope that's right. Okay. Then you're going to go to import the database, and you're going to see this long command right here. You're going to want to copy that into this command window that we just brought up. But you're going to have to edit some things. So what I suggest you do is take this, copy it all, and then put it in a notepad, and then edit it. And I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so it's going to look like that. It's going to say DMB / and okay, well what you want to do is right here it has the little like sideways greater than less than symbol. You're going to want to put the correct information in there, but remove the greater than and less than symbols. So you're going to make it look like this. You're going to go DMB mode initialize, and then right here at the user you're going to put your username for your Maria database, and then you're going to put out the database next to it. You're going to put Sapphire. because that's a Sapphire database. And right here on pass, you're going to change your password to root or whatever you put in your Maria database. Again, the username and the password will be whatever you installed for your Maria database, and the database itself is most likely going to be Sapphire. I guess you could name it whatever. I don't know that you have to or not. It probably tells you up here somewhere, but just leave it as Sapphire just to make it easier. And like I said, if you put it in a notepad, it's easier to edit, and you can just copy it from the notepad instead of pasting that in and having to type it all out. And then when you do that, just crap, I didn't copy it. Whoa. Copy that, right click it in there, and press enter. And now it's building the database. It should only take a couple of seconds. It don't take long. Okay, taking longer than I thought. It don't take long though, but okie dokie, it is finished, so we can close that. And then next, if you want your NPCs to walk around and have a navigation, you will have to do this. I'm not going to do it. I'll show you how to do it, but I'm not going to do it because it takes as long to do that as it did to build the server. It may even take longer. But if you want navigation for your enemies, go to your tools folder in the bin folder. So go to tools, and then you'll see nav_export.exe. And if you have that highlighted, you want to click next to it and deselect it. But stay to the left of all of this stuff, or just at the bottom, whatever, and hold shift and then right click and then hit open PowerShell window. And now you are at this nav export thing right here. So you're going to want to copy that, and again, in the greater than and less than symbol, you're going to want to put your link to your Final Fantasy 14 client all the way to the SQ pack. So again, if you want, you can just go back over here to Final Fantasy desktop icon, right click that, open your file location, go back to A Realm Reborn, go to your game, and then go back to your SQ pack. And then click up there on the top and right click and copy. And I like to do this in a notepad. It just makes it easier because you're going to need to type that whole thing in. So what I did again was I did mine right there. Mine looks a little different, but you're going to want to put the nav export space and then path to your Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn game SQ pack, and you're going to want to copy that. I'm just going to do it like it says so that I can show you the error. See if I can get that to stop moving around. If you'll notice, I have a / in front of my nav export. You may not have to do that on your side, but I have to do it on mine for some reason. So just copy that link and then open your PowerShell window again. And if it works, great. Make sure you put in parentheses the link to your game. Yeah, make sure you put parentheses. Okay, you may see an error like that. It's okay if you do. Just read down here. In my window it says, if you trust this command, instead type / in front of the navigate export or whatever. Which is why I added that / in front of it. So now you see why I did that. You can just copy that again, add the / in front of it, go back to your PowerShell window and enter it again. And now your navigation thing is starting to build the navigational paths for all of the enemies to walk around. At the top up here, it says something about adding 3.5 gigabytes more of RAM to it. So I'm not real sure what all that means, but it may increase the RAM usage of the server. So it's just going to be heavier on your system. You can do this if you want. If not, that's okay too. The server will still work. But if you want to do it, wait till that finishes. It may take a while. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to stop it right here because I don't want to wait. And I'm not really worried about enemies moving around. But in your tools folder, you'll see this PCB export. That's where the navigation stuff goes. I'm going to go ahead and delete it though, just because I don't want it to cause any conflicts if I go ahead and move forward with the server. I don't know if it will or not, but just being safe, so I'm going to delete that. But from here, you should be able to start the server now. You can then go to bin folder and then back to your api.exe and double click that. And it might give you a thing that says let it through the Windows firewall. Just accept, and then go down to the lobby exe and do the same thing, except if it asks for the Windows firewall. And the big one is the world exe. Hopefully this one works. If you see the dots, that's kind of a good start, but it doesn't mean anything yet. And your version file has to be the 2016, whatever the update patch was we talked about earlier at the start of the thing. It has to be the right version patch or it won't work. But this is working. Again, a lot of stuff happening over here, so that's good. It tells you no nav mesh stuff found, so just telling you the enemies are, I assume, not going to move around. But we should be good. Next, you want to then go to your Sapphire launcher. And scroll down to your Sapphire boot wpfl.sln. You should be able to double click that and open it up. I'm going to right click it and then open with, because I have Microsoft Visual Studio 2019 and 2022, so if I just double click it, it opens it in 2019. I want it in 2022, so I'm going to select that. Okay, the little ring is gone off my mouse, so I guess it's done. I was expecting it to, I was kind of waiting for it to do something, but okay. Click over here in the solution at the top, and then right click it. And then go to restore NuGet packages. And that will take a second or two to finish. And then after that's done, I'm going to change this right here from debug to release. The first time I did this, I tried it in debug, and for some reason it had an error. Now, it could have been something I did wrong, I don't know, but when I changed it back to release, it worked. So you can try either. If you want to do debug, that's fine. If it crashes, then just change it to release and try that. I'm going to leave it in release, though, and then hit build, and then build solution. And that was quick. So you're done there, you can close that. Then you want to go back to your Sapphire launcher. You may have it open. Holy moly, that's a lot of stuff. Go back to your Sapphire launcher and go to your bin folder and then your 64 and then debug or release, whichever you use, which I did release, so I'll go there and scroll down until you see Sapphire boot wpf.exe. Double click. And after you have all these servers open, if you want, you can just right click them and pin them to the taskbar. Makes it a little easier. Same with the launcher. So next time all you gotta do is click it and boom, you're ready to go. But anyways, on the launcher, you're gonna want to go to this little gear at the top right. And back to the wiki, you are going to want to go to running. And scroll all the way down to the bottom until you get to number 3, step number 3, right there with HTTP localhost login.html. You're going to want to copy that, go back to your launcher, paste it in the server URL, which I already did, and then check availability. If it works, you will see a connection successful. Next, you want to go to your game path, which we've already been over this plenty, so it should be fresh in your memory. Click game path, all these 3 dots. Go find your game wherever it's at, and go to the game folder, and then click either FFXIV.exe or do the DirectX 11. I don't know if it matters. I chose the DirectX 11. Says it on the wiki page, you can choose whatever. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah. And after that, you want to select your expansion. I'm leaving it on Heavensward. I'm not sure if I put it on a Realm Reborn, if that shuts out Heavensward expansion or not, but I don't have anything past that anyway, so I'm leaving it there. And then after that, you can hit next. Now here, you are going to want to click create an account. And this is where I was talking about you may have to rebuild the server again. If you create an account, it will automatically log you into the game. But when you log out and then try to log back in again with your username, it may not let you back in. And if that happens, you will have to use a patch to fix it. And I'll show you that in a minute. But that's why I said you may have to rebuild it again later. And I didn't want to do it earlier, because if you rebuild it and you never had the login error, then you're just going to create an error. So anyways, click create an account and put whatever you want in the username. I'm just going to put AAA, and for the password, put whatever you want. I'm just going to put AAA again, and then hit create an account, and it's going to log you into the game. Hopefully this is recording still. And I guess I'll make a character real quick just to show you it works. I don't know if it matters what world you pick or whatever, but just create new character. I'll just load an appearance to make this fast. Sure. Yeah, whatever. No. I don't think any of the classes really work anyway, so it don't matter. What? Pick a name, whatever. For some reason this doesn't ever go away. It keeps popping up, so I guess they haven't finished scripting that, but just click no. But there it is, game works. What does that say? Status affliction? I don't know what this game's talking about. Suffering status affliction. Maybe I didn't clear out the database right. I don't know, something's going on. But anyways, the game works, guys. So I'm going to exit. And now I want to show you when I try to log back in. With my credentials, it doesn't work. So if you have that problem, you will want to do this. I will post this in the description too. Right there, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says get revert and then this big long number. You're going to want to take that and copy it, or type it in, whatever you want to do. But copy it and then go back to your Sapphire folder. Well, first, what you want to do is close all of your servers. Make sure they're shut down. And then go to your Sapphire folder and open that up. And then right click in the bottom or something and open git bash. And then you want to paste that git revert code in there and press enter. At this point, it's already changed your launcher back. And what you need to do, I don't know that you need to do this, but I suggest trying it. I suggest doing it, but I don't know. You can try what you want from this point. What I did though was I just leave this open and go back to Visual Studio. And then open the local folder. Go back to Sapphire again, which it's already there probably. If not, find it on your desktop, Sapphire. Select folder again. I'm not going to record this, but let that CMake stuff do that again. Okay, it's finished, and then go up here to build, and then this time just hit rebuild all. Wait the 10 or 20 minutes, and when it's done rebuilding, you can close Visual Studio, and you should be able to log back into the game. But anyways, guys, I hope that helped. This was longer than I wanted it to be, but appreciate you watching. Take care, guys. Later.